Out of the blackest depths rose something that was not mist. It was living ink. It didn't just block our sight. It consumed the light itself. The darkness crawled into the gun ports, coiled around the masts, and extinguished our lanterns one by one. In that void, our own shadows began to stir. They detached from the deck, taking the shape of claws, whispering secrets that no living man should ever know. The wheel no longer obeyed my hands. It had become an extension of a greater will. We were no longer a ship. We were prey already being chewed. The ocean is not a body of water. It is an ancient, eternal stomach. We sailors always made the same mistake. We believed a storm was an act of nature's rage. But that night, aboard the Leviathan, we learned the truth. A storm is not anger. It is digestion. The sea around us suddenly became thick and motionless, like black tar. The silence was so profound, I could hear the hearts of 1,000 fish beating in terror beneath our keel. And then, the horizon vanished. The ocean took its first breath. The boundaries between matter dissolved. 3 ships, caught in this inky vortex, began to fuse into a single mass, wood tangled with bronze. Flesh braided with iron, our screams merged into a single, vibrating hum that echoed from deep within the Earth's mantle. We were no longer individual men. We were the nerve endings of a new, terrifying god being born in agony in the middle of the Atlantic. And this god did not demand prayers. It demanded the surrender of every cell in our bodies. As the emerald energy saturated every splinter of our bone ship, the dead in the hold began to stir, but there was no zombie rage in them. They rose to their posts with the grace of dancers, moving to a melody sung by the wind in our skeletal masts. It was the lullaby of the Abyssal song, promising peace to those weary of fighting the waves. The gold in our chests began to melt, turning into a liquid luminescent light that flowed down the bulkheads, drawing maps of forgotten worlds. Wealth here was light, and light was the only currency. The world flipped. The sea did not open as a whirlpool, but as a giant, rock-toothed throat. The Leviathan slid into this void, and the sky above us slammed shut like the lid of a coffin. We fell for hours, plunging past colossal underwater waterfalls. There, in the eternal dark, we saw the lights of cities built from the wreckage of every ship ever reported missing. This was the graveyard of ambition, and we were falling straight into its heart. Every wreck on the seafloor is a book. Every hole in a hull is a word. We became part of this library. Our memories were absorbed into the silt, woven into the very fabric of the world's ocean. I now know what a whale thinks before its final breath. I know why the dolphins laugh at us. We are no longer humans, we are the memory of the water. The abyss does not destroy, it archives, and our story was being written in the cold, crushing ink of the deep. The Kraken is not a monster, it is the ocean itself. Its tentacles are the currents that guide the world. Its eyes are the bottomless trenches that watch the stars. It reached out and embraced our bone ship, pulling us gently toward its beating, prehistoric heart. In that moment, fear vanished. It was replaced by a strange, freezing tranquility. We had returned to the source. We were no longer lost at sea. We were finally exactly where we were meant to be. The transformation began with the deck. The noble oak beneath our feet began to pale, turning porous and hard, transforming into human bone. With teeth clenched in horror, we watched the hemp rope swell into pulsating veins, carrying not blood, but a cold emerald sludge. The ship was becoming the skeleton of a titanic beast, and we were trapped within its ribs. The few who leapt overboard in madness did not drown. The sea beneath them turned hard and cold as a tombstone, leaving them to die in the hollow emptiness. Then came the Sentinel. Out of the viscous waves rose a colossal figure, made of wet sand, coral, and the bones of those lost millennia ago. It had no face, no eyes, only a single pulsing point of white light in the center of its chest. This beacon for the damned offered no salvation. The Sentinel simply stood there, towering over our masts, watching our vessel change its very nature. In its presence, time slowed. Every second stretched into an eternity as our sails slowly morphed into leathery membranes. In a final burst of desperation, the captain ordered a broadside, but the bronze cannons no longer obeyed us. Instead of iron balls, a swarm of glowing mechanical insects erupted from the glowing barrels, the parasites of the abyss. They did not fly in an arc, they hunted. They descended upon the enemy frigate, gnawing through wood and flesh with the fury of starving piranhas. We watched as metal melted under their mandibles, and the fire that consumed the enemy was not orange, but a deathly, blinding white. The light is fading now. The emerald veins are pulsing one last time. Welcome home. Welcome to the abyss. This is the end of your world, and the beginning of ours. The ocean remembers, and soon, you will too. This is the Wreck Pirate, signing off from the crushing dark. Until the tide brings you to me. The Kraken is not a monster, it is the ocean itself. Its tentacles are the currents that guide the world. Its eyes are the bottomless trenches that watch the stars. It reached out and embraced our bone ship, pulling us gently toward its beating, prehistoric heart. In that moment, fear vanished. It was replaced by a strange, freezing tranquility. We had returned to the source. We were no longer lost at sea. We were finally exactly where we were meant to be. Look at the coral growing through our ribs. It is not an infection, it is a masterpiece. The ocean is an architect of decay, turning our violent machines into gardens of bioluminescence. Every rusted saber is now a home for a glowing creature. Every skull is a sanctuary for the blind fish of the trenches. There is a terrible beauty in being consumed by something so much older than time itself. I am the Wreck Pirate. I have seen the sea eat iron and drink souls. If you hear my voice drifting through the fog, turn back. The ocean does not seek your treasure, it seeks you. It wants your heat, your stories, and your bones. Do not venture to the edge where the water turns as black as the pupil of a beast. Because the abyss does not just stare into you, it wants to hold you forever. Sleep soundly while you can, you dreamers of the surface. But know that beneath every peaceful ship beats an ancient, rhythmic heart. And when that heart grows hungry, I will be there to welcome you. There is a seat at the bone table for everyone. The crimson tide is rising, and the ink is already dry on your contract with the deep.